Period. 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 Hi, you guys. Is the lighting good? Maybe it's my glasses. I just came from outside and my glasses be doing that thing where it turns to sunglasses. You ain't gotta say it. I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm cute. I know. No.
You got the heat on in here because you mad or what? What's happening? It's hot in there.
I feel like I'm in hell.
No, but hi, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, being here, being you. Thank you for watching my videos, being a part of my journey, and most importantly, thank you for being a part of my dream. I appreciate everybody that is subscribed. I appreciate every single view. Thank you guys sincerely from my heart. So today I have another gym video. This is gym week. Yeah, I guess it's for like, it's honestly for everybody, but mostly for beginners or people who maybe are going to a new gym. Maybe you don't know how the machines work, maybe you don't know how the gym is set up, maybe you feel a little nervous. Like when I first was lifting and going to the gym, like the cardio part was cool and all that stuff, but then when it got to lifting, like all the machines, I was like sometimes it's a little scary. So I wanted to make a video to help you guys and just explain things so that maybe when you get there you'll have more knowledge or you won't be as nervous. I don't know, but I do want to say, like, don't be afraid to like look dumb. Like don't be afraid. Most machines in the gym have instructions, directions, how to use it. Don't be afraid to like try it and kind of look dumb. Don't be afraid to be that person who is sitting there looking at it, reading it. Like, don't be afraid to be a beginner, for real, for real. Everybody has started off as that. If somebody makes you feel bad or doo-doo-doo, fuck them. It says more about them than it does you. And also too, a lot of people in the gym should be and are very helpful. They won't mind helping you, or if you don't know how to work a machine, even after the directions and all that stuff, most people will not mind helping you. Even at my gym, there's trainers, so if you have trainers there or even workers, maybe they'll know how to work it too. Most people will want to help you, but just don't be afraid to like sit there and really like just practice, I guess, and just look kind of stupid. Like, it happens sometimes. Sometimes things really look complicated as fuck until you realize and keep on working it, and then it clicks and it's like, oh, this is how that works. So yeah, don't be afraid to like be a beginner and try. It's all good. Don't nobody care. This is about you, your gains, and what you want to do. So yes, first and foremost, I'm gonna go through my brain through my gym and how my gym is set up. Every gym is not set up the same, but for the most part every gym does have the same machines and everything like that. So most gyms, you have a cardio section and then a lifting section. The cardio section is where you have your treadmills, your arc trainers, your bicycles, and then they might even have a section for stretching or more like an athlete kind of training. Like, what's them things? Like kind of like monkey bars, but not monkey bars, but they're kind of like monkey bars. There might be a section for that and all that stuff. And there you'll just see people like, you know, doing more calisthenics type of thing, or even stretching, doing abs, yeah. And then mine, people like be boxing and stuff like that. So, but yeah, you have the bicycles. Then you also have, the gym should have stairmasters, ellipticals. I'm trying to think what else. Like, there'll be all different types of machines. Like, there will be bikes there, but 3 different type of bikes, you know? Like, there will be a regular bike, then a bike where you kind of lean back more and you're pedaling, and then you'll have like different types of ellipticals. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the cardio section, do what you want to do. Try everything. Try the Stairmaster, try the treadmills, try the bikes, try the ellipticals. But for the most part, that's what that is for. And on most of those machines, it has a screen. You can do things where you even your treadmills and stuff, you could do things where you're like running outside or walking outside. On your Stairmaster, for the most part, it has levels of intensity and how fast you want it to go. Even the treadmills, you have like an incline and then the speed that you want to go. You want to go 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour, 6. 3 miles an hour is like a regular walk. Anything lower than that is like a slow walk. Anything higher than that, for most people, is gonna be anywhere from like a jog or like a fast walk to like a jog and then running and then sprinting. I ain't never hit 12 on no machine. I ain't never hit 12 speed. So I don't know what that look like, but for the most part, I stick to a 3, and that's just like a regular basis walk for most people. If you're shorter or taller, of course, the speed and the walk and everything is gonna be different. Experiment, see what is best for you. Same thing with the bicycles. It will have the levels of the intensity. More so resistance, like the higher you go up, the more resistance you'll have, where you really have to continue like pushing yourself. Same thing with the arc trainer and the elliptical. Most things is just more so resistance and that level of intensity. Some machines also do too, they have like manual. Manual is where you pick what you want to do. You're changing the speed, you're changing the incline. It's all on you. Then they have where you could do like a fat burn, and it will have a program for that. And you know, you might sprint and then walk, and then sprint and then walk, or you might walk for a certain amount, or it might go up on an incline, go down an incline. I know some treadmills even have like hills, so it'll keep going up on an incline, down, up, down. Each machine is different, but once again, try it out, test what you like to see. Me personally, I like to just stay on the manual. I'm gonna control this shit myself. I don't want no machine. I feel like that's a little scary, like the machine doing it for me. But some people like that. So if you like that, hey. So for the most part, that is the cardio machines. The cardio, honestly, is the easiest part. That's where most people, you know, easy as fuck. You just go in there, walk, run, Stairmaster. So yeah. Okay, so then when we get to more of the lifting machines, first and foremost, one of the most popular things at these gyms is the squat rack. So the squat rack is like where most people obviously squat, you know, where they put like, it has a bar. You can have a 35 bar or a 45 bar. How you know the difference? The 45 bar either says it on the ends, there's like circles, it will say it on the end, like 45 pounds, or it's like 20 kilograms or some shit like that, or whatever the fuck that shit is, that like Europe and shit they be using. So it would say it on the side. Also too, the 45 bar is a little bit longer than the 35. Obviously you can just hold it and you'll see the 45 is heavier, and then the 45 most times has like more grip on it. Like there's these things on there like where you could place your hands where the grip is. It will have like 2 places of those, versus the 35 will only have 1, like right in the middle. The 30, and then like I said, yeah, the 35 is normally shorter. Normally the 35 is like the woman's bar. But it's also a great place to start. If you don't want to lift all the way to 45, it has 35. Both of those bars though, you can add weight onto it. Most places have the weight on the sides of the squat bars. The squat rack, yes, the squat rack. So we'll start with the 10, then it'll go 25, 35, and then at the bottom is 45. All of these are in pounds. And then of course on the actual, and they come in circles most times, it will also say like 10 pounds and then the kilograms on it as well next to each other. But you know, a simple eye look read, you will see how many pounds it is. As always, start off slow when you are lifting, because you know, you can always add without more weight. But baby, if you already just starting off with all that weight, you're gonna be hurting. So yeah, and then on top of those, so with those pounds, you can add it onto your 35 or your 45, both of them. You put it on there, right? It's like, it has a circle in the middle. That circle is right for the circle part of the end of the 35 or 45 pound bar. So you're gonna put it right on there. And most places has the things that you can clip, and that way the pounds and stuff, the circle things that you're adding to don't move as you're, because most times, you know, when you're moving and stuff like that, it could slide and all that stuff. So if you are lifting with the squat rack, definitely make sure that it has the clip things, or that your gym has the clip things, or that you can even buy the clip things yourself, because yeah, them bitches be falling, especially if you lifting heavy, like adding 45s and shit, and you don't want no tight, and you definitely don't want nobody next to you, like, you know, to catch the fall. So yeah, most gyms have that squat rack. Most of the time is pretty basic, has the bar with the things on the side, and then it has the floor and its own little pad. So the floor in its own little pad, and then it also too, it has two like handles where you rest the bar at. So the first handle at the top is more so, you know, if you were to squat, you would go under there and pick it up, right? And then the second handles at the bottom is where like it will catch you at. So like say you squat down and up, you would leave that second pair of handles at the bottom to where you would like be squatting down at. That way, say like you want to give up or something, you could just leave it there and crawl right back out. Also too, if you're doing deadlifts and stuff like that, obviously you're gonna use that second bar at the bottom because you just want to be able just to like pick it up and move it back and deadlift and stuff like that. So yeah, the top one is mostly for if you're doing standing type of exercises, lunges, squats, and then the bottom is more so deadlifts. Even if you're doing biceps, back, triceps, you can really do anything with the bar. Hip thrust, you know, you want to use that bottom part and move it, make sure that it's easier for you and your back. And then yeah, the squat rack honestly is pretty self-explainable. It also has a pull-up bar, so you can do pull-ups on there, you can hang on there as well. And then of course in those squat racks you can do anything, y'all. Most gyms you can do anything. You don't even have to use the bar. If you just want your own little place just to do your own little abs or something, and you want your own little yoga mat there, you can use it for that as well. So you don't have to lift or squat there. You can do anything, step ups, your upper body, your yoga, anything. Just as long as there's not a class going on or anybody else is using it, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do at those squat racks. So if you want your own little place, that is the perfect place. And then some places also have benches and stuff that you can use at those squat racks. So if you are bench pressing or you're doing hip thrusts or you're doing step ups, they have that as well. So yeah, that is our squat rack. Most of the time with squat racks as well, or with even with the Smith machine, which I'm gonna go into next, you want to have a pad, something that protects your shoulders or your back, or something that protects your hips. Just because them things are heavy and it's gonna hurt if you don't use one, and that shit be so barbaric, like that shit, it be hurting. So a pad just helps keep it soft and keeps it on you, you know. You're in your soft girl era, your soft boy era, like keep it soft, you know. You don't want no calluses and shit on your it's one thing on hand, but on your shoulders and all that shit, come on now. You also can get bruising, so you want a pad, any type of pad. They have circle pads that you can like seal and it's on there. My gym even has other pads that sometimes you could just like put it underneath the bar and use it that way. So yeah, and especially if you're lifting heavy, you want a pad. Use some type of padding, okay? So I just went to shit at. So after the squat rack, I am going to go into the Smith machine, because the Smith machine is like a squat rack. It's just the Smith machine is more of like a machine with resistance on it. Or, you know, like the squat rack is more so free weight, you know, the Smith machine is more so connected to wires and all that stuff. So you're exercising and it's like better for balance as well, because with the free weight squat rack, you know, you have to really work on your balance and everything like that, versus the Smith machine, like you don't necessarily have to, because the machine is already balanced out. So, but it's the same thing. It has the 10, 25, 35, 45s, and you add it to the Smith machine. Most of the time on the Smith machine, it is going to tell you how much that bar already is. Most Smith machines, the bar can go anywhere from 10 pounds to like 30. And that's what you're starting off with. Same thing though, you do want to use a pad. If you're doing hip thrusts, step ups, anything with your shoulders, squats, you use a pad. It will help. And the same thing too, you can use a bench there. You can use any type of padding or something. You just got to make sure it fits. And you could put it this way, vertical, you could put it horizontal. It just depends on your Smith machine and what your gym has. So you just really got to experiment and see what fits in there. And then, yeah, it's basically the same thing. It just has resistance, and I like the Smith machine more because I can load up more. and it's easier because it's already like on the machine. And then when I hip thrust, I could just hip thrust, versus the squat rack, it's lower, so you really got to use like your body and shit to really like pick it up. Smith machine, you just put it on your level, whatever level is for you, and call it a day. And then of course you lift it up and you have to push it outwards or forwards, depends on what your Smith machine looks like. If you got to push it outwards, you know, you just push it outwards, keep it there and do your exercise. If you got to push it forward, it's the same thing. And then most times you do got to push it back and like lock it onto the things. It has things on the side, so you got to lock it on there. And then yeah, same thing, load it up. The Smith machine though, you don't necessarily have to have clips, because the Smith machine, like I said, it's already on like its own balance and thing, so for the most part you will be okay. But if you're loading up a lot or even loading up heavy, then you will need clips too. But for most part, clips will fit the Smith machine as well. So yeah, now let's get into the free weight, I guess, kind of section. This section honestly at my gym is more so like women be there, but it's more so men. You know, the men be over there like they be over there doing their shit with they free weights and all that shit. But this is where you have your free weight, like your pounds, your 5'10", 7.5, the regular, is it called dumbbells? Maybe, but the regular dumbbells. And then you'll also maybe have kettlebells there. The kettlebells will have the pounds on the side. If it does not read what the pounds is on the side, I'm not gonna lie to you, don't use it, because I don't know. Mine's read on the side, or it even has the kilograms. And you know, most times you got your phone, don't be lazy, just look it up, ask Siri how many kilograms or how many pounds is 20 kilograms, and it's gonna, you know, they'll tell you, so then you could go that way. But for the most part, it will have both 10 pounds plus the kilograms, 25 pounds plus the kilograms. It will have both, and then you can figure out which one you want. And of course the dumbbells, it will say on the ends 10, 15, 20. Some gyms go up to 100, some gyms only go up to 50, just depends on your gym. And then the difference between like that and like using something like a cable machine is really just the resistance, because like cable machines have the same thing, and I'll get into more of that too, but it has the weight on there. You read the weight and the pounds and everything, and then you just use it from that point on. But the difference is really the resistance. The cable machine has more of like that wire and everything, you know, you could kind of keep your balance more depending what you're doing, or sometimes it's even easier. It depends on you as well, what you like, because the free weights, like, it challenges you more, uses more of your whole body. And yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory. Like, they're free weights. So versus the cable machine, it's just more resistance really. So it depends on your type of training and what you're looking for. Always try everything, because that's the only way you're gonna know how what your body likes and how your body looks with everything. So yeah, so you'll have your free weight section. Most of the time the free weight sections will have benches and all that stuff, so you could do literally anything you want to do. Core, abs is core, abs, upper body, lower body. If you want to do maybe not yoga or stretching, but some gyms are big enough you can just fit it all there. But for the most part, everybody's kind of gonna be cooped up there. You know, you got benches on next to each other. Everybody has their own bench and is kind of doing their own thing and using their own weights. For the most part, you of course can like have your bag sitting there. And then another thing they might have is like, y'all know the squat rack things, they'll have those, but in smaller pounds. Like you'll have a 10-pound one, a 20-pound one, a 60-pound one, and then you could just like use those too and do whatever you want to do, whether that's shoulders or even biceps, triceps, like whatever you want to do with it. They have those as well. Those though, you don't need a pad because it's not as big. Like the bar is not as big. It's literally for, you know, just biceps, shoulders, like things like that. So you won't need a pad, and it's also not as heavy. But as always, everything comes down to comfortability. If you feel like you need a pad, then use it at the end of the day. But just know some pads might not fit it because it's just not as thick. So yeah, and those will have the pounds, how much it weighs on it as well. So with that being said, and yeah, free weights, once again, you just gotta see if you like it. I'm gonna go into the cable machine. So the cable machines is like the things, that are like standing, and then you'll see all different type of gadgets. Like you could hook on all different type of things on there, all different types of like levers and bars and all that stuff. Everything comes down, and of course you can always go on YouTube or TikTok to look it up, but everything comes down to what you want to do. If you want to do a lat pull down or any type of back pull down, you can just change it, switch it out, and do that. If you want to do like this for your back, most places have a cable machine for that. And then most places have like the free cable machine where you can just do whatever you want to do, honestly. Upper body, lower body, once again, core. You just got to use the right piece to it, and just once again experiment with those, even ask about it, and then just see which ones. Most people, you just use like the handle ones, or even the tricep ones, the back ones. And then of course with those things, like they're very interchangeable, so you can do multiple exercises with them. And that's one thing that I love about the cable machine as well, is that you can do multiple exercises. You could do deadlifts, you could do biceps, you could do back, you could do core, you can do even like lunges, good mornings. Like you can do anything on the cable machine. They're pretty flexible. So yeah, most part though, cable machine is gonna be packed depending like what time you go and who's using it, of course. But the cable machine is gonna be packed. Like people, a lot of people use the cable machines. And then of course it has the weight on it. You take the thing out and you just put whichever weight you want, and you put it back in there, and then there you go, you have your weight. And like I said, it's more of a resistance thing, so as you're pulling it, it's coming back up, and you're pulling it, it's coming back up, or you're pulling it up, it's coming back down, you're pulling up, it's coming back down. So it's more of a resistance type of training, but it's very, very flexible. You could do a whole workout at the cable machines for sure. And sometimes it's also easier. Like sometimes I like doing upper body on the cable machine because it's just easier. Then I have that resistance, and then I could go light and continue, like, you know, getting stronger at the same time. So everything comes down to preference on that. But that is your cable machines. It's pretty straightforward. Put it in, put it out, see what weight you like. And sometimes they'll have extra things, and those things will weigh like 2 to 5 pounds, and then you can just put that on there. Or some machines even have like, you can add 5-pound increments. You just pull it and let it come down and let it go, and it is fine. And then boom, you have 5 pounds added. And then some places will have 2. It depends on your gym and the weights and everything. So yeah, but that is your cable machines. So now let's go into more of the leg machines. So because you have like your leg press, then you also have leg machines for your quads, your hamstrings. Some places have a glute kickback machine, some places have a hip thrust machine, some places also have squat machines. So the leg press for the most part is pretty straightforward. It's the same thing. You have your starting weight on the leg press, which is pretty light honestly, and then you can add 10, 25, 35, 45 pounds to it on each side. And also when you add weight, you want the same amount on each side for the most part. So if you put 45 on your left side, you need to put 45 on the right. If you add a 35, you need to add 35 to both. So just know, like, whatever, how much weight it adds up. So if you have 45 on one side, now you're adding 45, that's 90 altogether. If you just want an extra 10 pounds, then you need to be putting 5 on each side, and that will add up to your extra 10 pounds altogether. Because if you just add an extra 10 pounds, you have to add 10 here and 10 here, and now you just added a whole extra 20 pounds altogether. So you got to kind of do your math and figure out what you like to do. I just want to share that. So yeah, and for the most part, what you're going to do on these machines is you're going to like pull it up, and they have these handles. Each machine is different. Some handles are at the bottom, some handles at the top. You just push that handle either back or forward. If it's starting forward, you're going to push it back. If it's starting back, you're going to push it forward, you know. And also to watch other people, and you will see. So you just start it, you put the thing back, and then you just start your exercise. You go up and down, up and down, up and down. Some leg press machines is more so like, because they have some leg press machines that goes lower, like to where the seat will kind of be on the floor, and that's just more of a stretch in your legs and less of like your back and everything like that, versus like the regular leg press machine, like it doesn't really use your back, but it can use your back, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, with that, of course, always comes down to preference as always. And then some leg machines or the squat machines, you'll have a knee machine, which works like it's a squat machine, but it works more so on your knees. And once again, with each machine, it highlights which area that is working. So if you see the highlighted areas, you will know which area is more so working. But one of them, the one where like the pads is behind you and your feet are out and then you squat, that's more so your knees. It's working more so on your knees and your quads. Then they have like the pistol. No, it's not called pistol. Is it called pistol? But it's like the sumo squat machine, and you just add weights to that, and you put the belt around you, and then you just hold on to the things and you just squat like a sumo squat. You could go as far as you want or as close as you want. You can even do like little deadlifts on there, good mornings on there. You know, they're kind of interchangeable. You just have to see, you know, what works for you, or what other people are doing. That's what I be doing sometimes. What is they doing? And then I be copying. So yeah, and then of course you do have a squat machine where like the pads go here and then your legs are back there. It's not far though, but it's just like the pads are here and you're like kind of forward. And then squatting, they have a machine like that, and that even works more so on your legs. You know what I'm saying? So if the pads and stuff are like more in front of you, just know it's gonna work more on like your back side. And then if it's more behind you, just know it's gonna work more on the front of your legs. So yeah, and those most of the time is free weights. You have to add like the free weights or the circle weights, and most gyms will have those like around the machine, so then you can just use that. And always re-rack your stuff most times. It depends, like if somebody ain't re-rack it before me, I'm not gonna put that shit back. I'll put back what I added. But for the most part, re-rack, you know, after your weights, after you use the machine, put the weights back. It's just gym etiquette. You know, clean down your machines as well. A lot of germs. Clean down the seats, clean down the handles. So yeah, before. I do before, you can do after. I just do before, because I feel like if you after me, you need to be cleaning before. You can't trust people. You cannot. So yeah, and then they also have the leg machine for your quads and your hamstrings, which is kind of like another kind of cable machine, but it's like the actual seats and stuff like that. But it's like the cable machine in terms that it has more of that resistance and like that wire, and you take the thing out and you put the weight that you want on it. And then of course, you know, you can, and it'll say once again on the machine, it'll highlight which parts. So if it's your hamstring, you know, you want to put your legs behind that padding at the bottom and then push out. No, wait, that's your quads. Okay, your quads, and then you push out. If it's your hamstrings, that's where you put your feet over it, or like the pad will be up, you put your feet over it and push down, and then that's your hamstrings. The quad one, it will be lower, you put your feet underneath it and then you push out. And then as always, it will have, some machines will have where you can like change it, so you can move that padding up or down a little bit depending on you and your height and what you're trying to target. Because like if it's lower than normal, you're going to be targeting more of like your hamstrings. If it's higher than normal, you're going to be targeting more of your quads, like things like that. So depending on your height and like how you sit and everything like that, you're going to have to change your seating. For the most part, of course, it's the same for everybody, but if you're taller than average or shorter than average, you're gonna have to change that. So, and it will say it on there again as always, and sometimes it's the same thing. You just like take it, hold it, move it, put it back in, let it go, and then it'll stay, if that makes sense. Like it has circle things on it. So yeah, and then those leg machines, once again, they're pretty easy. They even have the hamstring machine where you're laying back and then you push your legs up. It's all pretty easy. You just put the weight on there. Yeah, sometimes those help you get like quicker leg days in, because you don't have to really re-rack and put the weights back. You're literally just sitting. Remember, wipe that seat down. You're gonna wipe that seat down, put your weight on it, and do your quads. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of machines, or even the machines like that that's for your biceps. Like they have one for your biceps where you're pushing up like this on it. They have one for your triceps where you're pushing down, or even pushing down this way. They have some for your core and the side one for your core. Like all of those are pretty easy and much more less time consuming, because you're literally, like I said, you're just changing the weight and then you're just doing the exercise. You don't have to re-rack. You're not picking up dumbbells. You're not waiting for a bench. You might have to wait for the machine, but you're not waiting for a bench. You're not waiting for somebody to put the dumbbells back, the kettlebells back. So yeah, sometimes those machines are just better if you want a quick workout in, or even just the easy workout in, or say you're not really trying to build real strength or build a body or whatever. Maybe you just want to be stronger and just like move your joints and shit like that. Those machines are perfect for that. So I love the core machines over there. I love all of the machines, honestly. They just be so helpful, especially the back ones. Like the back, they have some back ones where you're doing like pull downs, or you're like going like this way. They even have a chest one where you're going like this, or your back one where you're going like that. You just have to change it. And once again, it does have directions. It should have directions, or at least a picture of how to like do it. So yeah. Ooh. And you can see like the model and everything. But yeah, those machines are perfect if you want something quick, easy, and fast. And then they do have some cable machines where it's more resistance for leg press, for glute kickback, and even for squats. So depending on your gym though, not all the gyms have the same machines. But for the most part, it's pretty interchangeable. Like if one leg press machine is taken, you could go to the resistance one. If that one is taken, you could go to the free weights one. It just depends on what you're looking for throughout your workout. So yeah, and then the glute kickback one, you know, you put your foot up on the thing, you put your weight on there, you just kick it back. And that's about it. They even have somewhere you could put your foot inside this thing and then you kick it back. They even have one for step ups or lunges where you're picking up the things at the bottom and then you're stepping up. You know, they have all of that. So last part of the gym and the machines would be the pull-up machine, which is where it has like a seat, a little seat. You put your knees on there, you change the weight. Also with the pull-up machine, the lower the weight is, the harder it's gonna be. So say you weigh 200 pounds and you want help weighing, like pulling up your whole 200 pounds, you're gonna want to put the weight to somewhere close to 200, so that it's easier. Versus if you're 200 pounds and you only do like an extra 20 pounds, it's gonna be harder. Like I don't know how to explain it or why it's like that, but that was something that I found. Like I saw 20 pounds, like oh that would be easy, like and the whole time I couldn't even pick myself up. Because bitch, I'm not 20 pounds, nor am I up there yet. So like if you are 150, maybe you want to do like 130 or even 100, and that will help you pick your weight up more. You can even do triceps on there, same thing. If you're 200 pounds, you gotta do something close to 200. And then yeah, you just like go up and down with it. And it does have 3 different things, so you could do pull-ups this way, pull-ups this way, or even pull-ups this way. Always clean it. And then it's all up to preference at that point. And remember, take your time, try it out, and experiment. And then they do have some, like I said, some for your back, some for your arms, and then your shoulders, where you can like hold the things and pull up, or even hold things from here for your chest and do this with like the cable. So yeah, take your time and like kind of tour it and see what each machine does. Each machine is different, and it really does just come down to preference and what you like to do. If you're more so isolated type of upper body, then you want to do the ones that you can do one at a time with. Instead, you don't want to just do a lat pull down because you have to kind of do the whole thing. No, you just want to do something that just has one, and then you could just like one hand thing, and then you could just like, you know, put it down and have that isolated type of thing. So yeah, but they have something for everything: back, arms, shoulders, the pull-ups. And then that brings me to chest. They even have some for chest where you could just sit down and do your chest. They have something for shoulders where you could just go like this for your shoulders. And then chest and bench, most of the time, well, I can't say only men be there because I feel like times have changed. Like definitely not. But that's kind of where like in our heads is like the dudes in high school when they used to be like, you know, them dudes on the football team. That's your bench and your chest. So, you know, that's where you're laying all the way back, and it's the same thing. The bar is normally 45 pounds on its own, and then you can add weight to it, and you would want to clip that just because you never know. And another thing is too, sometimes you got to figure out if you need a spotter or not. Like if you're weighing or lifting heavier than normal, you're gonna want a spotter. Most times people will want to help you, or you can have your own gym partner. And then But most times just do a weight that you're comfortable with. And like if you have one like extra pound on there, you don't need a clip. But once again, if you continue adding or lifting heavy, you might want to put the clip on. But yeah, it also has a space for a spotter. It has a step up stool for your spotter, so they can stand up there and help you as well. And yeah, it's the same thing. You just have your free weight bar. Instead of the squat rack, it's just the bench, kind of like the bench rack. And each one has its own as well. And you're just literally just doing chest. And most of the time, that's just what it's there for. They also have some where you're sitting more up at like an angle and doing it. And also too with your chairs and your benches, most times they're changeable. So you can, you know, take the latch and move it up, move it down, move it in the middle, whatever you need at the time. I just wanted to say that too. Most things are very interchangeable, and once you continue like going there and continue just using the things, it gets easier. Of course, it gets better, and you will be a pro for sure. You know, it's very natural and easy to feel, not easy, my bad. It's very natural and normal to feel intimidated, to feel like what the fuck is all this stuff, because it is a lot of stuff. But just continue taking your time and give yourself time and give yourself grace. Ask questions if you need to. Go on TikTok if you need to. Don't be scared. Put out that TikTok. I don't give a fuck if you see me looking this shit up. I don't care. Because when I come back here next week and I'm out here pumped up, you're going to be like, damn, you figured it out. Yes, you're right. I figured out. How I figured out? I was on TikTok during my workout. So yes, pull out the TikTok, pull out the Google. Like, fuck it. Look it up. You know, that's the only way you're going to really know and continue to get help. And once again, don't be afraid to ask questions. Most people are here to help. So that's all I have for my machine video as far as my gym goes, and as far as honestly what I use. So yeah, just, you know, the main things or the main priorities is safety and comfortability at the end of the day. Use the machines you're comfortable with, use the machines you're safe with, use weights that you're safe with, and take your time. It's just a journey. It's just for fun. It's just to get your body moving. And don't be scared. Everybody was a beginner, trust me, whether they was a beginner in high school or a beginner at 60. Everybody's a beginner at some point, and each gym is different. Like honestly, you could go to a gym for so long, go to a different one where they changed it up, and you still gonna be like, where's this machine, where's this machine, where's my machine? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a gym. It's just like a big playground, for real. So yeah, take your time, be safe. If you need a gym partner or a spotter or somebody to help you as you're lifting, definitely ask for it. At the end of the day, you know, you want to minimize injuries as much as we can. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions or anything that I missed. I will definitely come back and, you know, explain and let you guys know as best to my knowledge. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful as well. Let me know what you guys are thinking, or any other ideas or videos that you would like for me to make. And once again, any questions. I love you guys. Continue being you, continue being your best self, continue enjoying May and the summer. And yes, have fun. I just want everybody to know the gym is fun. Don't put no pressure onto you, nobody else. Just have fun. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.